Hi everybody. I'm just going. I thought you'd like to see my face for once whilst we're going through these. I'm not Mike Blood though. That's my husband's account, so that's why it says that. So you'll just have to bear with me. We're just going to go through the work that I set yesterday for Miss Burgers and my group, which was finding fractions of amounts. So we'll start with number 1. Look at that lovely spotlight. I've got a whole new toolbar of stuff that I don't know how to use, so you're going to have to be a bit patient with me. So the first one was shade 1/5 of the bar model. That's here. So I think if I go up here and I do this, we can see that this this lovely bar model has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars in it, and so 1/5 is easy because you just do that. Oh, it doesn't fit, but that's okay. You get the idea. Yep, 1/5. Perfect. And then if we go to, where's my spotlight then? If we go to this one, what is 1/5 of 20? Well, to find a fifth of a number, we can use this bar model here because this is already set out for us. We've got 5 bars. The whole thing is worth 20. So if I divide my 20 by 5, which is the denominator here, I know that 20 divided by 5 is 4. And this has been challenging me when I've been practicing, but let me give this a go. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay, so each of those bars would be 4. And that will give us 20. Okay. Okay, moving on. The next one says use your times tables knowledge to solve the calculations. I'm sure you have some times tables knowledge, despite the fact that it's nearly 7 weeks since we've been in school. Hopefully you've not forgotten your times tables. So use your times tables knowledge to solve calculations. The first one is 1/3 of 12. So if we had a bar model for that, it would be a bar like this maybe, and it would be split into 3, and that would be worth 12. So to find 1/3, we divide 12 by 3 to get this one, and each one again would be worth 4. Now I don't think every answer is going to be 4, so make the worksheet a little bit easy, but 1/3 of 12 is 4. Then you want 1/4 of 20. So 1/4 of 20. Again, if you had a bar model, it'd be split into 4, wouldn't it? And it's £20. So this occasion, we're going to do the shortcut without the bar model because it's only 1/4. So we've got our 20 here. We're going to divide it by that 4 there. So 20 divided by 4 gives me £5. 1/5 of 35 meters. Again, I'm going to use the 35, divide it by that 5th there, divide it by the 5 there, sorry. So 35 divided by 5 gives me 7, and it's meters. Hopefully you've all remembered to put on the unit of measure. 1/10 of 80 centimeters. I'm sure you know by now you've got the 80. Divide it by 10, you've got 8. 1/12 of 60. You've got 60. There's no unit of measure this time. We're just going to divide it by the 12 here, and we get 5. And then we've got 84 kilograms. 1/7 divided by the 7, and you get 12. And of course, it's kilograms. Okay, next one. Use your answers to solve these calculations. Let me get rid of some of that mess because it's a bit messy over here. So we want to, let's have a look. We need 2/3 of 12. So to get 2/3 of 12, do a different colour, I think we'll have blue. So 1/3 of 12 was 4. So again, if we have our little bar model, oops, that's 12. And 1/3 was 4, and each of them are 4. So 2/3 is 2 lots of that 4. 2 lots of 1/3 is 2/3. So it's 8. 3/4 of 20. Well, if 1/4 was 5, 3/4 is 3 lots of 5. It's 15, and it's pounds. And 3/5 of 35 meters. Well, 1/5 was 7, so 3/5 is 3 lots of 7. 3 lots of 1/5 is 3/5. So 3 lots of 7, 21 meters. 7/10 of 80 centimetres is 1/10 is 8 centimetres. It's here, isn't it? 1/10. We want 7/10, that's 7 lots of 1/10, so 7 lots of 8, 8 sevens, 5, 6, 7, 8, 56 is 7 times 8. And then we want 11/12 of 60. So 1/12 of 60 was 55. It's up here, isn't it? And we want 11/12 of 60. So we want 11 lots of the 5. It's 55. And 6/7 of 84, right at the bottom there. 1/7 of 84 is 12. So 6/7, which is 6 lots of 1/7. So 6 lots of 12. 12 sixes, 72, and it should be kilograms. Oh, I've got this thing here. What's this? A stamp? Yep. Let's have some of those. Yes, yes. Let's hope you got lots of those ticked right. Okay, moving on. I need to move myself out of the way. So, woo, I'm going over here. So I can't actually see the top there. Let's just move that down a little bit if I can. Yeah, there we go. Oh, those have all gone in the wrong place now on that side. So calculate the missing values here. So we want 3/5 of 200. So there is our 3/5 of 200. Why is that not working? So 3/5 of, doesn't like me. It's too wobbly. So 3/5 of 200. Go away, go away, go away. So there's my fifths, there's my bar of fifths, there's my 200. You have to work out what one of those bars is. How are you going to do that? Well, you're going to do 200 divided by 5, aren't you? So if I do 200 divided by 5, 5's into 2 to go, 5's into 20 goes 4, so that's 40. Don't know why that won't disappear. And then, so each one of those is 40. Be very patient with our technological problems. And then I want 3/5, I want 3 of those units, 3 of those bars. So 40, 80, 120. So 3/5 is 120. Okay. Now we've got 140 litres and we want 2/7 of 140 litres. So there's my bar, it's split into 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want 2 of them. So first of all, I need to work out what 1 bar is. So how do I work out what 1 bar is? Well, I do 140, divided by 7. I think you know it's 20. So each one of those is 20. And I want 2 of them. So 2/7 is 40. And then finally, we've got, and it's litres, sorry, that's litres. It doesn't look like 40 litres, does it? Okay, and then the last one is £1,800, and I want 4/9 of 1,800. So there's my bar split into ninths. I'm going to do, to find what 1 bar is worth, I'm going to divide the 1,800 by 9. 9 into 18 goes 2 and then 0, 0. So one of those is 200. That makes each of them 200. I don't know if I can write small enough on here. Each of those is 200. It's hard to concentrate. And I want 4 of them. So 4 lots of 200 is 800 and it's pounds. So it should be £800. Let me get rid of some of that mess so that you can see what the answers are. It's quite messy doing it on screen. It offends me because it's so messy. Okay, so we should have had for those 120, 40 litres, £800. Oh, there's another one at the bottom that I haven't seen. Let me move it down. And Obviously they're now in the wrong place. It's not going well, this one. I'm going to have to remember that for next time. So we've got 990 and we want 3/11ths. So 3/11ths would be 3 of those. So do that again. Undo. Undo? No, undo. Yes. Try that again. It's about there, isn't it? So we want 3 of those, and there are 11 of them, and it's 990. So we need to do the 990 divided by 11. So 990 divided by 11, you probably don't need to do bus shelter because you'll know it's 90. So each one of them is 90. I'm not going to write them all the way across. 3 lots of 90. 90 times 3, because I've got 3 bars. I want 3/11ths, remember, 3 bars. So it's 270. Okay. Just going to rub all this out so that we can move on to the next page without too much stuff everywhere. Hope you've had a lovely day. Let's have a chat while I just rub out. Some of you have enjoyed doing maths, so thank you for sticking with it. Hopefully we're back in school soon. Let's see. Okay, so let's look at the next page. In a school of 480 pupils, there's a random tick down there that I could do with getting rid of. In a school of 480 pupils, that 2/3 of them are juniors. So how many juniors are in the school? So we need to work out what 2/3 of 480 are. Now, you've already worked out one way to do that up above. So you do 1/3 of 480. And to do that, you do 480 divided by 3. If you work that out like in a bus shelter, you should get 160, is it? Yeah, 160. And then to get whoa, come back. To get 2/3 of 480, you need 160 times 2, because 2/3 is double it, and the answer will be 320. Another way you could have done it, if you were remembering back to your arithmetic paper, we've already said that what we need to do is find 2/3 of 480. So you could have done it like that. Double 480 will get you 960 divided by 3, and you get 320. Either way is fine. It's just in case some of you did recognise that as a way to do it. Okay, the next one. A factory makes 256 cars. 3/8 of the cars are electric cars. How many electric cars does the factory make? So what we're asking us to find is what is 3/8 of 256. Okay, so if we do it the traditional way, we do 1/8 of 256 is 256 divided by 8, which will give us 32, is it? I think it's 32. And then we want 3/8 of 256, which is 32 times 3, which gives me 96. Okay, next one. Get rid of it. Oh, scribbled it out. This is where you get your own back on me for not being neat enough. My hair's getting very long. Look how long my hair is. Can't get to the hairdressers. This is just so long. By the time I get back to school, it's going to be down to my mouth, I think. Won't be able to see any of you. It's going to be safe behind my hair. Right, okay, so let me just move this down a little bit. The next one is about the fence. So let's have a look at what this one says. Alex, is that our Alex? I wonder if it is. Hello, Alex Harland, or maybe it's Armstrong Spence. Who knows? Alex has 288 meters of fence to paint. Oh, it's a she. It could be Alexa, maybe. She paints 3/12 of the whole fence on Monday, and she then paints half of what is left on Tuesday. Now this is where it starts getting a little bit tricky. Oh, have I missed one out? Sorry, I'm useless. I've missed this one out, haven't I? Here. So let's try this one. Brett uses 2/5 of his £180 savings to buy a train ticket. How much of his savings does he have left? Well, we know that 2/5 add 1/5 equals 1 whole 1. Sorry, add 3/5, what we're talking about, equals 1 whole 1. So what we want to know is how much of his savings does he have left? So we want 3/5 of 180. Okay, so find out what 1/5 of 180. So you do 180 divided by 5, which will get you 36, is that right? I think 36. And then you want 3/5, so 3/5 equals 36 times 3. So 30 times 3 is 90, 6 3s are 18, so that gives me 108. Oops, and it's pounds, £108 left. Train tickets, very expensive. Okie dokes, let me get rid. Oh, I've done it again. Why doesn't it's very wobbly, the screen on this, it's not like my iPad. You can just brush it out a bit. Okay, so it's very distracting that I'm called Mike Blood on the screen. You think you might walk in behind me. Okay, so the next one. Alex has 288 metres of fence to paint, as we said earlier. She paints 3/12 of the whole fence on Monday, and then she paints 1/2 of what's left on Tuesday. How much fence does she have left to paint? Okay, so I think bar model is a good way to do this. So it's going to be a bit tricky. Not quite sure how we do this, but anyway, draw a bar like that. I can't promise that all these are going to be equal, but we'll give it a go. So 3/12. So we're going to split our bar into 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think that's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on top. Okay, that's a perfectly drawn, I think you'll agree, bar. And she paints 3/12. So let's have a look. So she's painting 3/12. She paints 1, 2, 3. And that's Monday's work done. 3/12 done. Okay, and then she paints half of what's left on Tuesday. Half of what's left. So the whole thing is 288, don't forget. She paints half of what's left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put the spotlight on so you can see what I'm counting. 1, 2. Oh, spotlight doesn't want to come on. I don't think it likes me, the spotlight. No. Never mind. It's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I thought I'd miscounted them. And so she paints half of what's left on Tuesday. So we've got 9 there. If we split that into 2s, 9 is hard. I mean, she's going to pick 4.5, isn't she? Because she's going to pick half of the rest. She's got 9/12 left, so half of that would be 1, 2, 3, 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So this is what she paints on Tuesday. And then she's got this left, which is 4.5 of the bars. Okay, so she started with 12 bars. How much was one bar worth in that model? So 288 divided by 12, she had 288, and it was split into 12ths to start with. So 12 into 28 goes 2, and she has got 4 left. 12 into 48 goes 4. So when we had our original bar, each one of those was worth 24. And then each one of these was worth 24 as well. So what she's got left is 4.5 bars. So if one bar is worth 24, she's got 4 times 24, because that's what one of the bars is worth. So 4 times 20 is 80, 4 4s are 16, so that's 96. And then she's got another half a bar. So a half of 24 is 12, and she's got 108. Is that right? Let me just check. 108 meters. I was doubting myself because the answer to this was 108 as well. Now, if you're not sure about that one, you're probably going to have to let me know on the messages, and I will do a better construction of the bar. It's a little bit tricky on here. Let me know. 108 meters was what's left. Okay, let me get rid of this because when I move the screen, it's going to go all funny again. Let's have a chat while we do that. Don't know what to talk about. Nobody's doing anything, are they? You all heard from Miss Berger yesterday on the stream. She's very excited to see all your RE. Right, so here's the last bit. Fill in the missing numbers. So we've got something tenths of $500. We've gone all international. $500, something tenths is £150. So what I need to do is split the $500 into tenths to start with. So let's try that first. So $500, to find what 1/10 of that is, I'm going to divide by 10, aren't I? 1/10, I divide by 10, and that will give me 50. Okay, so 1/10 equals $50. Okay, so how many tenths equals $150? Well, 50 times 3 equals 150. Oops, dollars, not there. So that must be 3/10, because 1/10 is $50, 2/10 is $100, 3/10 is $150. Okay. Let's look at B. How many quarters of 100 kilograms is 75? Now you should just know this, because you should know that what 1/4 of 100 is 25, 2/4 of 100 is 50, because 2/4 is the same as a half. So 3/4 of 100 is 75. If you didn't just know that, then what you would have had to have done was to say 1/4 of 100. You do 100 divided by 4, which gives you 25, and then keep on adding 25 until you get to 75. So 25 is 1/4, 25 kilograms is 1/4, 50 kilograms is 2/4 or a half, and 3/4 is 75 kilograms. Okay, so this one is slightly the opposite way around. They've just written it the other way around. It's not actually a different question. So 42 is how many hundredths of 700? So I want to know what 1/100th of 700 is. So I want to know 1/100th of 700. How do I find 100th? Well, I divide by 100, don't I? I don't think we need to do a bus shelter for that, do we? So 700 divided by 100 gives me 7. And how many 7s are in 42? Well, it's 6, isn't it? So 6/100ths of 700 is 42, because 7 times 6 is 42. So 1/100th is 7, 2/100ths is 14, 3/100ths 21, 4/100ths 28, 5/100ths 35, 6/100ths 42. Okay, the next one. I've got it here a little bit bigger because, as some of you know, it's quite hard for me to do it on the screen. So 450, we've got how many 20ths of 3,000? Well, if we follow what we did up here, we need to find out what 1/20th is first. So, hang on, let me get rid of all this because it's messy. Don't like mess. So, what is 1/20th? Okay, so 3,000 divided by 20. So 20 into 3 doesn't go, but 20 into 30 goes 1. I've got 10 left over. 20 into 100 goes 5. 20 into 0 goes 0. So that means that 1/20th is 150. Okay? So 1/20th equals 150. So that means 2/20ths equals 300. two lots of 150. And 3/20 equals 450. So 450 is 3/20 of 3,000. Okay, moving on. I'm going to have to rub all this out now because I'm going to move the paper. So just twiddle your thumbs. That's what you do when you twiddle your thumbs. Twiddling your thumbs. Or sing your song. Can't hear it, but you'll feel like I can. Okay, so let's just move this down. It's the last bit, I think, isn't it? Now, this one does look trickier than it actually is, I think. So you've got to find the values of A, which is down here, and B, which is over here. Okay, so how are we going to do that? So it's going to be tricky. So we've got 480 is split into 5, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what 480 is. So to find out what one of those blocks is, this is going to be our first step. We're going to do 480 divided by 5. So 5's into 4, doesn't go. 5's into 48, goes 9. 5's into 30, goes 6. I don't know if you can hear that. There's loads of police sirens near me. Oh, don't know what's going on. So that means one of those is 96. That doesn't look like a 6, but one of those is 96. Okay. Can't get it. Come here. Okay, and then we've got 4 of them are equal to those 3 there. So let's work out what those 3 96s are. So 96 times 3, 6 3s are 18, 9 3s are 27, add 1 is 28. So these 4 here, let me just do, I'm going to use another one of my exciting tools. These 4, okay, those ones there are worth 288. And I'll write it over here. So, oops, that's no good, is it? Mm, 288. Now there's an ambulance going past. And another police car. I don't think you can hear this. There's something obviously going on. So 288, and I've got 4 bars. So 288 divided by 4. 4's into 28 goes 7. 4's into 8 goes 2. So each one of these is 72. And I've got a bit distracted there with police cars and such like, so I'm just going to explain that a little bit better. So I worked out what each of these bars were in this bit here, and it was 96, because 5 of them were 480. So I did 480 divided by 5 gave me 96 for each of those bars. And then these 4 on the second row here were the same as 3 of the 96s. So I worked out what 96 times 3 was, and that gave me 288. So I worked out what each one of these bars was here, and each one is 72, because 4 lots of 72 is 288. And now I need to work out what this A is. Now I can get to A, which is exciting beyond belief. So A is the same as 2 of this second row here, and 2 of this second row is 72 each. So 72 times 2, I'm sure you can do that in your head. It's 144. Okay, so this one is 144 for A, because it's the same size as this bit here, isn't it? Okay, and we want what 1, 2, 3 of those are. So I'm going to work out what one of them is by doing 144 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5's into 14, well 5's into 1 goes in, 5's into 14 goes 2 with 4 left over. I can immediately see I'm going to have some kind of decimal or a remainder. So 5's into 40, 4 goes 8, but I've got 4 left over. 5's into 40, it goes 8. So one of those is 28.8. I can't fit on that tiny one, but one of those bars in here is 28.8, because 28.8 times 5 is going to give me 144. Okay, so if one of them is 28.8, I need how many? Well, I need 1, 2, 3 of them. So let's just rub that one out. Oops, here we go again. So 28 times, sorry, it's 28.8, isn't it? 28.8. All of it do that. 8 3s are 24. Hello, decimal point. 8 3 is 24. Add the 2 is 26. 2 3s are 6. Add the 2 is 8. So this bit here for A is 86.4. 86.4. Okay. And B, you're going to have to add all of those together. Now, luckily, we've worked out what the other rows are. So if I get rid of that, and I get rid of that, get rid of that, the information that I need to work this out is what this is here. I don't know why that's not working. This one, and this one, because it's all of them. Look, B is all of those together. Oh, you have to kind of line it up again. There. So I need to add all those together. Let's give that a go. So I've got 480, add 288, add 144. That's a 0. So 8 add 4 is 12. 8 and 8 is 16. Add 4 is 20. Add that one up there, gives me 21. 4, 6, 8, 9. So I get 912. So I hope you enjoyed that. Complete with the drama of the police cars, which you couldn't hear, and you probably think they're in my head because I'm going crazy after 6.5 weeks of lockdown. I am ready to go back to school. I've got my social distancing mask at the ready. Yeah, great, it's very attractive. And it also muffles the sound of my voice, so it's really good news for you. So I'll speak to you soon if you're in my class. We've got a Zoom meeting on Thursday. Oh, no, not on Thursday, on Friday. So I'll see you then. Have a good day.